And we know that Mnangagwa is good, especially at propaganda. In fact, he's living a propaganda also. He's a hell of, is experiencing a hell of a propaganda life. So anything about him is fake. Emerson Dambuzo. He has never been original. Even his Zimbabwean citizenship is questioned. So there is absolutely nothing that is proper about that gentleman. So according to CCC and ZANU PF youth, and we know the CCC that we are talking about CCC Sengezo Chabangu, the extension of ZANU PF has claimed that the people of Zimbabwe rejected the 31st of July protest. This is a lie. The people of Zimbabwe did not reject the 31st of July protest. In fact, ZANU PF suppressed the 31st of July protest. If they did not do so, why did they arrest individuals like Pegimpilo Mbezi? Why did they heavily deploy the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police to the streets of Zimbabwe? This speaks the clearer truth that ZANU PF was scared of the protest. These people of Zimbabwe overwhelmingly protested, especially outside the country where there is democracy, but they saw police in each and every streets of Zimbabwe, as well as the army, and taking into consideration that we are led by a delusional leader, Zimbabweans could not risk the repeat of the 1st of August. That is 2018, when Mnangagwa lost the elections. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please don't forget to press the subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So according to state media, it reports about the Sengezo Chabangu CCC as well as also ZANU PF leadership regarding the 31st of July 2026. What can we expect from these thugs? It is the same propaganda. So I'll read it so that we get to file their propaganda as I have already countered it in my introduction. So according to, Herald has nothing to write. So they say CCC ZANU PF youths applaud Zimbabwe for rejecting July 31st shutdown. It says, in a statement issued after the planned demonstration failed to gain traction, Mr. Mongwariri thanked the young people for what he described as choosing work over disruption. To the young people of Zimbabwe, thank you for heeding the call to shun the shutdown and demand the work ahead of July 31st, 2026, he said. Your decision to prioritize productivity over protest shows maturity, patriotism, and a commitment to building the Zimbabwe we all want, he said. You understood that shutdowns do not build clinics, pay teachers, or create jobs, but work does. Which work, by the way? And by choosing dialogue over disruption, there was no choice. They were suppressed. You have protected vendors, teachers, nurses, and families who bear the cost of stairways. You have also sent a clear message to investors that Zimbabwe is open for business and ready to work. Which sane investor will actually invest in Zimbabwe except Chinese? The future of this nation rests in you. Today you proved that the youth can lead by example. Let us keep our shops open, our schools running, our hands busy. Dialogue delivers. No, I like this statement. Let us keep. This is a statement that encourages people to keep the shops open. They know that the shops could potentially close. That is why that statement. So they go on to say, as the ZANU, in fact, okay, they say the future of this nation rests in with you. Today you have proven that the youth can lead by example. Let us keep our shops. Okay, I've read that. ZANU PF Mashonaland West Youth League chairperson, Comrade Dapiwa Masenda, also applauded citizens for rejecting the demonstration, saying peace remained a prerequisite for economic growth and development. As the ZANU PF Provincial Youth League, we want to thank the nation for hitting the call to ignore the demonstrations. He said, Zimbabwe thrives if we have peace, and the calls for illegal demonstrations were going to affect and destabilize the nation. Comrade Masenda said youths in the province had embraced the government empowerment programs, and they continue with the hogwash nonsense. So this goes to show you, the narrow thinking of Emerson Mnangagwa and what he intends to do, especially with Zimbabweans. And it should give you a clear picture of his political vision regarding Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa wants a Zimbabwe where there would exist a kind of opposition that is led by Sengezo Chabangu, an opposition that supports him, an opposition that bootlicks him, an opposition that has youth leaders who don't think like this youth leader of the CCC, and an opposition that has members of parliament that could be bought because the very same government they are trying to serve is paying them peanuts. So they systematically do so. They cannot sustain paying members of parliament good salaries. So they pay them lower salaries. When they want them to do something, they bribe them. They know they are used to suffering and they cannot reject money. That is how ZANU PF and Emerson Mnangagwa thinks. So there is absolutely no Zimbabweans who rejected the 31st of July protest. Context should actually be put forward. What happened on the 31st of July? Zimbabweans were mobilizing each other, including Mbedzi, Begimpilo Mbedzi. He's part of the Zimbabweans. Political parties supported Zimbabweans because they saw, and ZANU PF took Zimbabweans seriously because Zimbabweans showed that they were organized and they intended to protest peacefully. So, and ZANU PF, seeing that Zimbabweans were going to protest peacefully, they played politics. They characterized demonstrations as violent, as some they even depicted demonstrations as a war against the state. And because they took Zimbabweans seriously and they feared Zimbabweans, they decided to deploy soldiers. They decided to deploy the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police to the streets of Zimbabwe because the 31st of July protests were very effective. ZANU PF took you seriously. Emerson Mnangagwa even confessed that he did not have sleepless nights. And the fact that they see the threat of protest even at this moment, that is why they are still begging the people of Zimbabwe to keep the shops opened. And also they are still begging the people to go to work. So propaganda does not pay. Propaganda angers the people of Zimbabwe. I can tell you the other person that will make the revolution to be very quick and so fast in Zimbabwe. It is the behavior of ZANU PF youth leaders as well as Emerson Mnangagwa. And it is public knowledge that those statements that are in state media, most probably they say even a single statement. They were just quoted and money was exchanged. This is what ZANU PF is in fact good at. This is the who ZANU PF is in clearer terms. Thank you very much. And before I go, let me make a special announcement. On the 11th of August, Pani Ncube would be releasing his third album, but it will be an extended play album, an EP, and a complete album is coming out very, very soon. And to catch up with that album, you need to be subscribed to Pani Ncube. That is a music channel here on YouTube. You need also to check Hloniphani Ncube on all digital stores. Already, the album could be pre-ordered in some of the digital stores as we speak, like already Spotify has already approved that. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please don't forget to subscribe so that you don't lose track of us. You can also financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancubu Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet the other side of the live broadcast.